There's a version of this purchase that ends badly, and it isn't buying the wrong brand. You mount the radio, never quite sort out the settings, and a month later, you're back to the handhelds in the door pocket. The most powerful mobile GMRS radio isn't automatically the one you'll actually use. I've picked one of 4 real situations. Jump to whichever matches yours. First, the Midland MXT575. Start here if you want to install the radio once. Hand the mic to whoever's in the passenger seat and never explain the controls. On the MXT575, the screen, channel buttons, volume, and menus all live in the microphone. The radio body can hide out of sight, which matters in a modern dash with nowhere sensible to mount a full faceplate. That control layout is the decision you need to make before buying. Now look at the MXT575's channel list. It runs from 1 through 7, then jumps straight to 15. That isn't missing programming. The FCC limits channels 1 through 7 to 5 watts. Only handheld radios may transmit on 8 through 14. Channels 15 through 22 and the repeater inputs are where the MXT575 can use its high power setting. So if your group stays on channel 3, the 50 watt label doesn't apply there. Move the group to a clear channel from 15 through 22, and the radio can finally use the power you bought. Want the screen fixed in front of you instead of in your hand? The MXT500 is Midland's 50-watt alternative with conventional front panel controls. One thing to budget for either way, a 50-watt radio needs a properly fused power feed rather than a typical accessory socket. And here's the honest limit. If your handhelds already cover the distance your group actually travels, save your money. If that channel detail just fixed a bad assumption, give the video a like. That's the only time I'll ask. One radio in one vehicle is easy. Things get harder when you're outfitting the whole group. That's where the BTECH GMRS-50 Pro earns its place. It's a rated 50-watt control mic radio, but Bluetooth programming is the reason to buy it. Build your repeater channels and tones once in the phone app. Then share that channel group with other compatible BTECH Pro radios. No programming every unit from scratch, and no discovering at the trailhead that 4 drivers are using 4 different tones. Compatible Pro radios can also exchange ID and GPS data with a transmission, letting the group see where another radio is inside the BTECH system. That's also where the catch lives. A friend's Midland can still talk to the BTECH over normal GMRS, but it won't appear in the location system. And the app's separate network channels use the internet, so don't confuse those with off-grid radio communication. The Bluetooth programming can justify buying one of these. The location feature only pays off when the group standardizes. One more thing that applies to this radio, and the next one. Neither standard package includes an antenna, though some retailer bundles add one. Midland's micro mobiles do include one. Check before you order. Sometimes the bigger problem is that the vehicle isn't yours. For a lease, rental, company truck, or one radio moving between several vehicles, get the Radioddity DB20-G. The display, speaker, and controls are built into the handset, and it powers from the accessory socket. That gives you a useful mobile radio without committing to permanent power wiring. Radioddity markets it as a 20-watt radio, but the detailed specification lists 18 watts on the main channels. The gap to a 50-watt radio is real. More power can help on a marginal path, but it won't fix blocked terrain, poor antenna placement, or a group that has already disappeared behind a mountain. The accessory socket is the other trade-off. In some vehicles, it switches off with the ignition, and in others, it can introduce electrical noise. That's acceptable while the setup is temporary. Once the radio becomes permanent, move it to a properly fused hardwire feed. Want a simpler kit with a magnetic antenna already included? The Midland MXT575 is the easier, more expensive swap. It uses the same control mic idea, runs at 15 watts, and also plugs into an accessory socket. The first 3 picks live in a vehicle. The last one doesn't have to. For a farm, ranch, workshop, or home base, get the Wouxun KG-1000G Plus. It's the only main pick here with traditional front panel controls, physical knobs, a large dual display, and a full keypad on the microphone. The panel detaches, and the included extension cable lets you put the controls where you want them while hiding the radio body somewhere with room and airflow. You also get 999 memory channels and simultaneous reception. That's useful for when you want to monitor a local channel and a repeater at the same time, instead of constantly switching between them. Connect it to a suitable 13.8-volt power supply and a base antenna, and the same radio can work from a desk. That flexibility is also the downside. It's larger, there's more to configure, and the power supply, base antenna, and computer programming cable are separate purchases. It's overkill if all you need is a simple radio for talking to the vehicle ahead. One final warning. The original KG-1000G is still solid alongside the Plus. The listing can look very similar, so make sure the exact model name includes Plus. All in all, here's how you should decide. For most people, get the Midland MXT575. Choose the BTECH when you're outfitting the whole group and everyone will use its shared programming and location features. Get the Radioddity when the radio needs to move between vehicles. And choose the Wouxun when it also needs to work from a desk, workshop, or property. Still torn? Buy the Midland and keep the installation simple. Every radio here stops at the driver's door. Step out and your best radio is 20 feet behind you. So go see which GMRS handheld is worth carrying when you do. That one's on screen now.